Hello everybody, it's me, your good friend Sparky, and welcome back to our little tour of the Pikmin 2 Treasure Hoard. We're starting things off with the Paleontology series, which consists of various fossil-like items and animal remains and things like that. And also a jack-o'-lantern for some reason. It's the Possessed Squash. An appropriate name considering when we found this treasure in the main game, it started floating. Valued at 180 Pokos with a weight of 30. All of the plants in this region have interesting characteristics, like this freakish one for example. Lately I've started the habit of tasting new discoveries. It may be dangerous to eat unfamiliar plants, but I've only gotten violently sick a few times. Persevere, Olimar. Fight through the pain. This mutated gourd of titanic proportions is filled with bad seeds, a score if you adore revulsion. I wouldn't call it revolting, but it's definitely a bit on the spooky side. Next up is the fossilized Ursidae, valued at 160 Pokos with a weight of 25. This dead beast has the form of an animal, yet it is encased in an organic compound. I have concluded that it is a ground-breaking biological discovery. The ship says it's nothing more than a wooden statue. I wish it had more of an imagination. No, then it would probably talk even more than it does now. That would be bad. Put this in a natural history museum and watch the visitors line up waving money. This giant statue was found on a savage planet and comes with its own rumored curse. Does it really come alive under a full moon? Own it and find out. Run the risk of being mauled by a bear when you purchase this lovely statue. Next up is the Colossal Fossil, valued at 140 Pokos with a weight of 20. This must be the fossilized remains of an enormous land-dwelling creature. I was unable to piece together the entire beast, but it certainly had a massive head. It's obviously quite different from the Pikmin and other creatures I've encountered. Perhaps it's an extinct creature that couldn't adapt to changes in its environment. A colossal fossil for collectors of bone. Bones this big make bone houses seem not so crazy. Yeah, if you say so. I can't remember if there's a way to, like, turn this to, like, get a better view of it, so it's, like, facing forward. I forget how the controls work here, but we can at least see it from the side. Next up is the Leviathan Feather, valued at 10 Pokos with a weight of 1. This appears to be a huge bird feather, but I've never seen the creature it once belonged to. I wonder if I ever will. I've only seen a few airborne creatures on this planet. I wonder why. Maybe it's just because I haven't encountered them yet. Oh no. What if they saw me take this feather? They could be watching me, waiting for the perfect moment to take their sweet revenge. Run, Olimar! Run! All that's been discovered of this titanic bird is a single feather. Whatever did it look like, your imagination is the only tool needed to paint a picture of this dream or nightmare bird. I do kind of wonder what kind of feather this is supposed to be from what kind of bird. I don't know if it's supposed to be from anything specific, but yeah, it's a feather. Next up is the Olimar Knight shell, which, yes, I did go ahead and name an Ammonite in Pokemon Go Olimar Knight. Valued at 40 Pokos with a weight of 15. This fossil was dug up deep underneath the awakening wood. Given its shape and morphology, I suspect that it is some kind of prehistoric sea creature. If so, it's feasible to say that this whole region was once situated on the ocean floor. A fossil of an ancient sea inhabitant. It is most desirable despite its unappealing name. Captain Olimar named it without consulting anyone. He could have at least named it after his faithful spaceship. Oh, a little bit of vanity on Olimar's part, it seems. But it's still a really nice name. And next we have the Fortified Delicacy, valued at 60 Pokos with a weight of 20. I wonder what's become of the creature this shell was defending. Enigmas like this always make me curious. Was it tasty? Maybe I should find one and give it a taste. All in the name of science and exploration, of course. Of course, Olimar. A twisted shell whose surface is covered in spikes. The durable housing protects a meal that is said to define deliciousness. Where the meal went is known only to Captain Olimar's crew. Yeah, probably more known to Louis more than anything, if I'm being perfectly honest. Next, we have the Scrumptious Shell, valued at 60 Pokos with a weight of 10. I've encountered all kinds of grotesque and edible creatures on this strange planet. However, there's an area in the Perplexing Pool region that's chock full of tasty critters. So, apparently Olimar does occasionally eat the enemies wandering around, too. This flavorful item's texture is most agreeable to any life form, or so my data suggest. Do statements like these from a machine without taste buds strike you as odd? A little bit, but not too odd, honestly. And we have the other half of that treasure, the Memorial Shell, valued at 100 Pokos with a weight of 10. I've observed several species of shell-dwelling creatures inhabiting the Perplexing Pool. One of these feisty beasts forms a spherical gem within the meaty depths of its shell. In a way, this gem could be considered the creature's life work. I consider my children my life's work. Aww, that's very nice, Olimar. All that remains of a monster shellfish is a sparkle, the sole proof of its existence. Does this not make you want to treasure it? Considering that's probably a pearl, yeah, I'd say that's worth treasuring. Next up is the Mysterious Remains, and the last in this series, valued at 150 Pokos with a weight of 8. This looks like some part of a crustacean. Its shape vaguely resembles a pair of scissors, but I've never seen anything quite like it. It's fair to assume that this creature has already perished, but I don't understand why it hasn't already begun to fossilize. Perhaps it was eaten by another creature and it spit out these unwanted parts? Whoa there, that's crazy talk. I mean, with the way people eat crab claws, I mean, it's accurate, I think. I've never actually had, like, crab out of the shell, so I don't really know what I'm talking about in that regard. Snickety snackety snip. Think of the colossal creature that had pincers like this. These are the only remains, so your imagination can run wild. Imagination knows no boundaries. And the makers of Pikmin 3 used that imagination to create a very crab-like enemy. The next series in our little journey is, let's see, the Ancient Secrets series, made up of mysterious artifacts, with a bit of history behind them, I assume. First up, we have the Crystal King, valued at 110 Pokos with a weight of 10. At first glance, this may look like just a pebble, but it's actually a crystallized life form. Okay, so I don't have any proof, but it's still an exciting scientific discovery. Collectors of the rare assemble. This is a one-of-a-kind specimen of a unique crystal life form. Proof? True collectors need no proof. This romantic piece could be yours today. No proof needed. This is in fact a life form. Trust the people selling it to you. Next up, we have the Future Orb, valued at 200 Pokos with a weight of 25. According to my analysis, this advanced contraption can reflect the future of those that peer into it. However, when the president looked into it, he saw total darkness. He said it must have been broken, but I'm not so sure. Oh no. Is the future bright or dark and dreary? If you are worried about tomorrow, this is for you. This multi-dimensional crystal visualizes the branches of time and displays the future. If you say so. I'm not sure how accurate fortune-telling typically is, but apparently, according to these guys, this is to be trusted. Next up is the Gyroid Bust, valued at 250 Pokos with a weight of 10. My son tells me that this type of figurine is all the rage with the kids. The strangest things amuse kids. When I was a kid, we were even lucky if we were allowed to even talk about figurines. P.S. When I found this figurine, it had been placed so that it was protected by a wall of flame. My research isn't complete, but I think it may have been a shrine of some kind. Indeed. This looks exactly like the gyroids that have become so popular on the planet of Hokotate. Its pitiful expression is beloved by the Hokotate youth, and also lovers of the Animal Crossing series. Next up, we have the Unknown Merit, which is valued at 100 Pokos with a weight of 5. Detailed analysis has revealed that this artifact is extremely ancient. It's obviously an important archaeological discovery, but the salesman in me is more interested in its monetary value. Maybe I'll get the best of both worlds by selling it to a museum. Decades of toil with nose to the grindstone, insulting orders swallowed without a hiccup. Such is the life of a salaried man. His name will not be remembered, his family will not understand, but if the results bear out his efforts, that is enough. Now, nose to the grindstone, drone. Jeez. Talk about harsh words to the working man. And next we have the lustrous element, valued at 1,000 Pokos with a weight of 10. This rare alien metal doesn't exist on Hokotate. When I gaze at it, I'm gripped with an overpowering sense of greed. On Hokotate, there's a valuable metal with a stunning sheen that has a similar effect. Perhaps this alluring metal is responsible for many of this planet's woes. Deep. Such radiance! Such shine! Like magic, this product stimulates greed in all intelligent life forms. But your wallets gather around buyers. Bring your wallets and gather around buyers. Excuse me. Yes, a gold coin. Guaranteed to bring about greed. And finishing off this series is the mirrored element, valued at 300 Pokos with a weight of 10. Talking to the boss makes me crave the power to order people around. He just sits on his haunch all day, barking out wildly irrational requests. Arg, when will it be my turn to be the boss? Well, not for at least 3 more games, Olimar. Maybe in Pikmin 5. All reason flies in the face of this sparkle. It is not flashy, but it still inspires avarice. Not quite as bad as the gold coin, but a silver coin will bring about greed all the same. Oop, there we go. And finishing us off is the Cook's Arsenal series. A series of various kitchenware items, sort of. Starting us off is the Vorpal platter with a treasure value of 60 Pokos and a weight of 12. The monomolecular edge of this disastrous platter is sharp enough to split subatomic particles. I found it deep in an underground complex covered with slippery ceramic tiles. I learned there that I can blow my whistle by pressing B to save Pikmin from being burned, drowned, or poisoned. Good to know, even though we knew that. This shiny disc sparkles beautifully, but its edge could effortlessly shear through the armor plating of a battlecruiser. Is it not true that all great art is edgy for its time? Buy this landmark piece today. Handled with care, may not be suitable for small children. Unless you, want their tiny little fingers chopped off. Next up we have is the Invigorator, valued at 130 Pokos with a weight of 20. All this non-stop exploration has worn me out. I'm constantly battling bouts of fatigue. Thankfully, a quick sniff of this item's invigorating odor instantly wakes me up. This zesty scent also fills me with an irresistible urge to fight. This treasure must have been owned by an ancient warrior. Or, everybody trying to wake up in the morning. The unique perfume of this item will destroy drowsiness, making endless nights a walk in the park. This Invigorator is perfect for those who have to work even when they least want to. I don't drink coffee myself, but I understand the need of trying to stay awake when you're trying to work on something, or trying to work somewhere that you don't want to work in. Next, we have the Milk Tub, valued at 60 Pokos with a weight of 5. It seems that there's no shortage of daughters that think their fathers stink. I've never had that problem, but it must be hard on those poor fathers. I shouldn't take advantage of it, but I'm sure that stink epidemic increases the value of this treasure. Smelly fathers could take a dip in this portable milk pool, and their daughters would adore them for their farm-fresh scents. Okay? Fathers throughout the universe, take note. If your family dislikes your manly odor, this is for you. Fill your tub with the rich aroma of milk and soak your stench away. Don't be stingy now. Think of the children. Think of the children, you stinky fellows. Yeah, well, you could take a bath in this or just use some Old Spice deodorant like I do. But, I'm not a father, so what do I know? Next, we have the Merciless Extractor, valued at 90 Pokos with a weight of 20. When I look at the president, I can't see myself climbing the corporate ladder. To be a manager, you've got to be an inhuman, heartless villain. This trait allows them to flog their dedicated workers without mercy and still sleep at night. I feel that same merciless cruelty radiating from this metallic altar. I wonder if it was once used for dark, unspeakable ceremonies. Or perhaps it was once the desk of a corporate boss. We'll never know. Or perhaps once it made somebody a delicious glass of juice. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze! Have it enough? Squeeze! A ruthless, savage heart in machine form. No giant fruit can retain its juice in the face of this relentless, ringing device. If you're greedy down to the last drop, this is for you. I've never considered making a glass of orange juice so cruel. But here we are. Next, we have the Broken Food Master, a broken part of a ladle, I think it's supposed to be, valued at 90 Pokos with a weight of 20. This chrome trow, has a very strange shape. It's bent and smooth, except for a sharp prong at the end of it. The ship insists that it's one of the 3 sacred treasures of Samudush, but I think it's just a kitchen sink. Well, Olimar's a bit closer. Behold the heavenly sparkle of this, one of the 3 sacred treasures of Samadush. Now you can own the artifact of endless food and drink. Of course, to a tongueless machine such as me, this is all completely meaningless. Ancient treasure or broken ladle, you decide. And finishing us off today is the Utter Scrap, valued at 170 Pokos with a weight of 35. Despite it being scrap, it is valued quite high in comparison to some of these other treasures. The area we recently touched down in is blanketed with a fresh layer of frozen precipitation. As tranquil and relaxing as it is, I've named it the Valley of Repose. Using Pikmin to move obstacles, I was able to open up some new areas to exploration, where I found this hunk of metal. Throw this flimsy piece of scrap metal out, or can garbage this banal become a work of art? Well, I mean, a lot of people do value metal scrap and selling it, so, you know, considering it's valued so high, it must be worth something to someone. But anyway, that's going to call it for right now. Thank you very much for watching our continued look at the Pikmin 2 treasures. This is your good friend Sparky signing off for now, and I will catch you later.